Blessings, friends. It's Maia here with an astro update. On November 15th, we have a full moon in the determined, resourceful, and practical sign of Taurus at 24 degrees. Those of you who have planets around 24 degrees of fixed signs will likely feel the effects of this full moon the most. A full moon is when the sun and the moon oppose each other in the sky, creating a peak, tension, or culmination point, manifesting a need for letting go, endings, or release. Taurus is a fixed earth sign which emphasizes determination through practical resourcefulness and securing one's reality, all while being rooted with a firm sense of steadfastness. On a positive level, this lunation can be patient, reliable, pleasure-seeking, dedicated, generous, resourceful, and nurturing. On a challenging level, this lunation can be self-indulgent, pleasure-seeking, stubborn, materialistic, resistant to change, and passive-aggressive. What is uniquely significant about this particular full moon, taking into consideration other planetary players? Well, the ruler of this lunation is Venus, the planet of love, beauty, harmony, justice, money, and relationships in the sign of Capricorn. Venus in Capricorn emphasizes an ability to build with beauty and harmony in stable and secure ways. This full moon is also conjunct the star Algol, associated as the demon star or the wealth star, and is connected to the tales of Medusa. The moon is also conjunct Uranus, the planet of sudden changes and unpredictability. This can manifest as unexpected breakthroughs associated with one's freedom or unexpected breakdowns associated with one's security. The moon represents our emotions, and a full moon represents heightened emotions. Thus, the moon conjunct Uranus can bring some sudden emotional outbursts, or for others, sudden emotional deep healing. The same goes for this lunation conjunct Algol. For some, this can manifest as sudden, unexpected wealth, or others, sudden, unexpected demonization. When we have such intense stars involved in prominent areas in the sky, please take into consideration its symbolic and archetypal representation. The moon is, however, exalted in Taurus, showing it will be operating in effortless and highly effective ways in regards to its nature. There's a wonderful harmonious flow to Pluto with this lunation, which can represent a sense of ease in regards to our individual and collective transformations and rebirths, as Pluto is officially leaving Capricorn and won't be back for another 248 years. This is a once-in-a-lifetime shift many of us are going through, and we have opportunity to access deeper healing and transformative energy at this time. The sun in Scorpio is opposing the moon and Uranus in Taurus, showing there can be challenges and tension around our core energy and aspirations versus our feelings and environment due to such changes. Saturn is stationing direct right after this lunation since being retrograde. This can bring a sense of letting up or an easing up when it comes to any added fears, limitations, and setbacks we've been facing recently. However, this will be challenged at first as Saturn enters right into a square with Mercury, the planet of communication and information. This square could bring serious conversations or information to the forefront that needs to be handled and dealt with in a Saturnian, responsible, obligatory, or dutiful manner. Questions to ask ourselves during this Taurus full moon? What area of our life is in need of a breakdown or breakthrough? How can we emotionally detach from situations or people that are unstable at this time? What areas of our life need tending to, especially when it comes to our responsibilities and duties? How can we be loyal yet adaptable to our resources and finances? How can we respond maturely versus react when it comes to sudden changes or unexpected forms of communication that are brought to the surface? How can we be present with our senses to find a feeling of groundedness and harmony at this time? What practical changes can we make that can potentially bring a breakthrough we've been looking for? How can we tap into deeper, transformative healing experiences that can bring us soulful freedom? What area of life will this full moon be happening for you based upon your rising sign? For Aries rising, this Taurus full moon will be happening in your second house. This can bring a sudden change or ending around one's income, how you make money, your self-worth, self-esteem, material possessions, and personal values. For Taurus rising, this full moon is happening in your first house of you. So this can bring a sudden change or an ending around yourself, your identity, your physical body even, your outward appearances, or new endeavors. For Gemini rising, this full moon will be happening in your 12th house. This can bring sudden changes or endings around the unseen realms, such as one's subconscious, unconscious realms, addictions, self-undoings, as well as mysticism and spirituality. The 12th house is also associated with jails and hospitals, but also retreats and ashrams, the arts, music, and poetry. For Cancer rising, this full moon will be happening in your 11th house. This can bring a sudden change or endings around large groups of people, networks, organizations, friendships, progressive ideas, future hopes, and wishes. For Leo rising, the Taurus full moon will be happening in your 10th house. This could bring a sudden change or an ending around one's career, leadership, public image, authority, status, and achievement. For Virgo rising, this full moon will be happening in your 9th house. This could bring a sudden change or an ending around long-distance travel, higher learning, one's belief systems, religion, morals, as well as publishing and teaching. For Libra rising, this full moon will be happening in your 8th house. This could bring endings or sudden changes around shared money, shared resources, investments, inheritances, taxes, loans, as well as sex, intimacy, deep bonds, and the occult. For Scorpio rising, this full moon will be happening in your 7th house. This could bring a sudden change or an ending around one's personal committed relationships, business relationships, contracts, marriages, negotiations, agreements, and legal documents. For Sagittarius rising, this full moon will be happening in your 6th house. This can bring a sudden change or an ending around one's health and work, co-workers, employment, daily routine, diet, exercise, organization, as well as pets and animals. For Capricorn rising, this full moon will be happening in your 5th house. This could bring sudden changes or endings around one's creativity, romance, children, hobbies, joy, celebration, and small businesses. And for Aquarius rising, this full moon will be happening in your 4th house. This can bring a sudden change or endings around one's home and family life, property, inner security, emotional safety, as well as ancestral tradition. And last but not least, for Pisces rising, this full moon will be happening in your 3rd house. This could be a sudden change or an ending around one's communication, one's online persona, short form learning and writing, one's community and neighborhood, transportation, and extended family. Full moon in Taurus, blessings to you all.